We bought a racetrack. This place was built on a dream, but where one journey ends, a new one begins. Follow along as we try to turn this property back into something special. All right, Remington and I are headed over with the skid steer and the mower and the bucket. We got Conex boxes coming tomorrow, so we got a mow a spot to put them. I'm also gonna mow the small track if it's not too muddy so he can ride. But this will be the first day we've done any work there. We don't got a lot of time. It's already 4:30, but gotta get ready for these Conex boxes tomorrow. All right, guys, we got this all mowed right here. Now I'm gonna get my tape measure out and kind of getting 420 footers. So don't need a ton of space there. They're 8 foot wide, so that's 1632. So 20 by 32 foot space is all I need. There's a little hump right there. Here, ready? All right, guys, to clean this up, I'm going to be using my skid steer and a Skid Pro brush cutter. I bought a used brush cutter for $4,000 off Facebook Marketplace, and it seems to be working amazing. All right, guys, 2 of the Conex boxes just showed up. These are 20 footers, so I'm going to be able to move them easy, so I'm going to have them set them in the driveway so I can paint them. Remington helped me do a bunch of stuff, so I told him I'd bring him out here. We cleaned up the little track last night, and he rode a little bit, so he wants to ride again, and I am going to get back on the mower. Had 2 Conex boxes show up this morning. Got 2 more coming. I just had them set them in the driveway because I'm going to paint them so they're not like an eyesore. And then I want to figure out whether I want to put them on, kind of how I want to set them up. I thought about making a space in between them and putting some trusses across them. I don't know if that's worth it or not, but I'm gonna let him ride a little bit and I'm gonna mow some more. There's the pit bike track. Kind of cleaned that up yesterday. Haven't taken the skid steer bucket to it yet, but I'm on this massive tabletop here. I'm gonna start mowing this, so you come down, hit this berm, and then there's a bunch of whoops all the way through there, so we're gonna go ahead, clean those up. What do you think? It's fun, ain't it? Let's go. Yeah. Watch my feet.
A bunch of our seeds are there.
So first things first, it's been 25 years since I've ridden any kind of race, four-wheeler or dirt bike. And as I'm mowing these jumps, I'm thinking to myself, is there any possible way that I could ride this track like I used to 25 years ago? I'd be interested to hear what your guys' comments are right, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last two just delivered. So now I got to get paint. I'm gonna throw some new flooring down over the existing flooring just to make these a little bit nicer. And I'm gonna run some lights in them where I can run my little battery pack to have lights. Water hookup already, so I just got to get a hydrant put in, which I'll do that hopefully next week. Then I can power wash these, paint them, and get moving on all this. I just don't want them to look, you know, say China shipping on them, no offense, but just want them to be aesthetically pleasing. So Emily's gonna pick out a color, paint the outsides of these, and then the insides I'm gonna paint all white, bright white, so it'll just kind of brighten them up in there. That was crazy. I had this great big plan today. I was going to get out, power wash the Conex boxes because Emily's picking up paint today so that I can paint them here in the next couple days. Water heater wasn't working, so I go outside to check. The air code's like no ignition, so I'm like, well, maybe something's blocking the exhaust. So I go out there. Nothing's blocking that exhaust, but there's a bird nest in the boiler for the hydronic heating. Oh boy. That is packed full. Right at the 90. This is cool. Check that out. This is worse than I thought. I got to get this sensor out so I can get down in there because there is stuff all the way down at the bottom. But it looks like there might be baby birds that died and fell down there, which wouldn't surprise me at this point. Oh, 100% dead birds down there. All right, guys, this just keeps getting better and better. Got dead baby birds down in the bottom of the boiler. Somehow they got past the stainless steel. There's a cover on the outside of the pipe, but it must have been a wren. I'm gonna have to clean this whole thing now. Got dirt and feathers and all kinds of crap in here. All right, so I took this trap off and cleaned that out and then put it back on. I had to take the sensor out of that CPVC pipe so I could get the vacuum down. Sucked 2 birds, bunch of sticks, and some feathers out of there, but it was really dirty, so I got a spray bottle. I don't know if we can see down in there or not. Got a sprayed up bottle and sprayed down in there and clean it out. And you can see that hole at the very bottom, so hard to see, is where that sediment trap is. So when this is exhausting and it builds condensation, the condensation runs down that hole and then into a trap. So I think I got this good and clean. You can see the little port for the sensor, so I'll put that back in. and then put this back together and it should be good to go. You see there's the vent she crawled in. And what is crazy to me, it had to be a wren, because here's the cover that was on there that came with it, but clearly that's not big enough. That's probably an inch by inch square, so she went through that. But there's at least 2 baby birds that I sucked out that were dead. Since I got this all apart, I'm gonna clean all this out in here. That's kind of sagging, so I'll get that put back in where it needs to be, and we'll be good to go. All right, now that I have that complete, I can put the door back on, which I don't know why I haven't done yet, because I've been working on this, and I have troubleshooted this. This is a Richmond Encore Series 199 B2. It's the same as Ream, but I have got this down and figured out that it is the ignition coil. I have another one of these upstairs, and I took this off because I wasn't getting, my igniter rod was not glowing, and I put a voltmeter on this and I wasn't getting anything out of here. So I took the one off the one upstairs, put it on here, and this thing works perfect now. So I guess I'll order another one of those. Just leave this one on here, put this one back together, and then I'll do the upstairs one when I get it in a couple days. Now I'm finally at 3 o'clock going out to the property to do some work. But it is what it is. That's gonna be your life when you're self-building, people. It's gonna be your life. All right, we're out in the middle of nowhere, walking down the road, because we blew out a tire on the dump trailer. That's 2 days in a row. I had big plans, and nothing has gone smooth. Isn't that right, guys? We're gonna keep plugging away. Emily's coming to pick us up. We've walked probably about a mile.
You guys want to get in my car?
We need a ride.
I got some candy.
You're not gonna hurt us, are you?
Try not to.
All right, we're going down the road with a little bit of dirt in there and blow a tire, which I don't understand because these are brand new tires. We're about 1.5 miles from home, so went and got the skid steer, which that's gonna get enough. Hopefully between that and that, I can get this up off the ground to change this tire. Problem is what you really need is a bottle jack. Mine's down in Missouri, 2.5 hours away, so it doesn't do me a whole lot of good. All right, well, miraculously between the skid steer and that underpowered jack, we were able to get this lifted up enough to change the tire. Probably wasn't super safe, but we got it. Hopefully I can make it home. All right, it's the 16th of July. Yesterday I came here and turned the water on at the pit, and the meter never stopped running, so we discovered a fountain of water here by this old concession stand. So I'm gonna try to fix this. Hopefully I can just plug this PEX tube and then turn the water back on, and I'll have water over at my... Suppose I should have brought something to cut that off smooth. Well, maybe I can cut it with this, I don't know. So at one point this was connected to this right here, but obviously it probably froze. Looks like PEX A, which it is, but crimp fittings should still work on it. I'm gonna go turn the water back on. See if we have any other leaks anywhere else. Here's the meter pit right there. Moment of truth. There we go. That is a good sign. Turned on and then it stopped running. So you guys have never seen in a meter pit. There's your meter. So it tells you how many gallons are running. But there's the main on and off. So if you turn that here, this will be off, but I just turned it on. So now I have water to wherever it goes on this property. That's pretty disgusting, needs to be replaced. Put this lid back on. So now let's go see if our hydrant has water. So eventually, once we building a house, I'm gonna have to dig all that up around that pit and kind of see what size line they have, and then run a big line out to where the house and building are. So I'll deal with that later. I just need water for now, doing different projects around here. So I'm gonna go check, see if this is leaking, which I don't think it is because the meter was not running. And then we'll go check the hydrant. Looks like we're good. Good thing is there is a tracer wire on there. So that's awesome. So Remington found this in the weeds. There's super high. And I was about to mow through here with that big mower. So let's see if this works. Oh yeah. That is awesome. That's good pressure too. We'll get our hose hooked up to that. Get ran down there. Get rolling. All right, guys, that's gonna be a wrap on today's video. It is very clear to me as I go through this second self-build journey that I'm going to have challenges. The older I get, the more I realize it doesn't matter your circumstances. You are going to have challenges. You are going to have trials. You have to accept it and you have to just get through it. So I hope you guys follow along through this journey. We're prepping right now for a moving sale. We are gonna get rid of as much of stuff as we can. We bought a house in town, so we have to remodel that before we move in. So I'm kind of going back to my original roots. You guys are gonna wanna watch along with that. But I hope you guys stay tuned to this journey. We're gonna share everything with you. As always, if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share it with your friends, and don't stop dreaming.